let's start off saying, what did Jesus come to do? He brought confrontation. And in the church, a lot of people don't like to be confronted because they want control. That's the big C. Like, control is more of everything. Power, authority. And as I was telling you earlier today, as I was studying the Word, God never gave us authority or dominion over people. He gave us dominion over everything else except people, because He didn't want us to control his humans. He didn't want us to control them. He wanted we could control the birds, everything else, and we can have dominion over them, but we didn't supposed to have dominion over people. And I believe people start to get into leadership and they start feeling like they can control people. You can go here, you can go here, you can't do this, you can't do that. And they start looking at them as if they're God and they're the people that follow them. Instead of, these are God's people, they start to try to control them. They're every whereabouts, like whether they're at home, anything that they do, they control them. And Jesus came to confront the Pharisees, Sadducees, whoever it was, that everything that they were doing was wrong because it was stuff that they had made up. And honestly, what He did was told them that they couldn't even follow their own laws that they had created. They weren't even following them. And if we really look at it, that's what's happening in the church now. We're becoming Pharisees and Sadducees. We're becoming those people that we read about and we say, oh, look, this is what Jesus did. No, we're becoming those people, and we don't want that confrontation. We don't want to be confronted of our control issues or whatever we say. We don't want to be confronted of it. But that's what Jesus initially came to do, was confront the church and say, everything you got going on is wrong. And how you doing it is wrong. I'm nowhere in it.
That's true.
And I feel like if we can just start confronting things that's been there, because it ain't just it's been there. Like, what we do is brush it to the side because we don't want to talk about it. Like we do in homes, black homes, to be honest. Black homes, you don't say anything. You don't, everything that happens at the house stays at the house. So you bring it to church, everything that happens at the church stays at the church. It's just the same thing, And we don't want to confront real life issues or like what's really, really going on. Well, what we're doing is wrong, and it's basically man-made. The whole protocol was man-made. And sometimes we eliminate Jesus and say, oh, we don't even really want you in it. We're just going to do it our way. And that's kind of how the church is operating now, in our way instead of the way Jesus would want us to operate. Control issues. That's what I just feel like, it's just control issues.
I think another issue is, Jesus said He came to serve. Not to be served. And I think another issue is that we don't want to serve, we want to be served. Everybody want to give orders, but no one wants to take order. Everyone wants to be on the top, but nobody wants to do what you need to do to serve God. But we want someone to serve us. I go to church because I want you to give me a word, but instead of just going to church and seeing what you can do for the church. I was reading a book called I Will, and in that book, this girl named Heather, she was complaining about every little thing in that church that she didn't like. Well, the children's daycare was this, so therefore she wanted kids to go there. This person talked about that person, that person. And then the pastor's wife told her, she was like, you stating all the issues of why you didn't go, what the church can do for you, but what can you do for the church? We always want the church to do something for us, but what can you offer? Because if you offer your time, if you offer your service to the church, then God can do what you want Him to do. But first, you have to offer it to Him. You have to serve.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to let somebody else talk. To bring this in, I think, like what you're saying, the serving, that is a major thing as well. But we get caught up in the four walls. And that's what happens with the adult, like, because I'm going to say adults because that's what they, as we were talking, they look at us as kids. We would never grow up. We're going to always be, kids. The older generation get caught up on the frame of the building. When really it's the ecclesias, if I'm pronouncing this right, meaning the church being you, the individual, not the frame. See, we get caught up on the frame, and it's like, you put so much into the church, and this is into the frame of it, till it's like I don't want nobody preaching in my pulpit because you too young.